the negotiators, either an ambassador or a special envoy, is in most countries free to employ whatever tactics seem best. These practices are fairly standard, though bilateral negotiations vary greatly and multilateral ones more so. The parties have common interests to negotiate over and areas of disagreement to negotiate about. There are two basic approaches: tackling issues piece by piece, establishing a framework of agreed principles at the outset. The latter works well, but if cannot be done, the piecemeal approach is necessary. In most negotiations, initial demands far exceed expectations. Concessions are as small and as slow as possible. For early concession indicates eagerness and engenders demands for more concessions. There is intermittent testing of other side of firmness and will for an agreement. There may be indirection lulling of the other party and bluffing to gain an edge. Though it is important for the diplomats not to be caught bluffing, lying in diplomatic negotiation is considered a mistake, but stretching or abridging the truth is permissible. Coercive diplomacy involving the threat of force is risky, but cheaper than war. Other coercive pressures may include setting of conditions for concessions, such as debt rescheduling, compensations to sweeten the offer, warnings and threats of speed agreement if well timed as to the deadlines, whether agreed, imposed by external events, or contained in ultimatums. Negotiations vary according to whether the negotiating states are friends or foes, whether they are similar or disparate powers, whether they genuinely want agreement or are negotiating only for a propaganda purpose, or to avoid condemnation of refusing to negotiate, whether their aim is to prolong an existing agreement or change the status quo, perhaps redistributing benefits or ending hostilities. Some of the most difficult negotiations plow new grounds, as do those that create new cooperations and regulatory institutions, such as the International Seabed Authority, and those that transfer authority, such as in 1984 Sino-British Agreement, by which Chinese sovereignty over Hong Kong was restored in 1997. Whatever the problem, the diplomatic negotiators must display reliability and credibility. He tries to create trust to seem both honest and fair. He strives to understand the other side's concerns. Stamina, precision, clarity, courage, patience, and even temper are necessary. Calculations or an angle used as a tactic. A skilled negotiator has a sense of timing to facilitate initial contact or to press the sides towards an agreement. The negotiator must be persuasive, flexible, tenacious, and creative in devising new solutions or reframing issues from a new angle to convince the other party that agreement is in its interest. Smaller and easier issues are tackled first, building an area of agreement which is then stressed to create a stake in the success, where harder issues are postponed and played down through a process of proposal and counter-proposal, inducement and pressure. The diplomat keeps talking and in the last analysis proceeds by trial and error.